Aspiring is the biggest reason that you aren't manifesting, because as long as you identify as somebody who is on the way, the universe will never let you arrive. Use me as an example. I manifested 50K followers in 2 months. Skims was my first brand deal, not because I aspired to it, but because I refused to be anything other than the identity of somebody who already had it. Aspiring feels safer than arriving. Like, I was so comfortable in my identity for years as somebody who was aspiring to become my dream self. I loved on my journey making it clear to people when I would talk about when I was manifesting. I loved being like, yeah, but like, you know, I'm still in the process of it, like still new to manifestation. Because when you're aspiring, there's no expectation. No one can call you out for failing because you're still working toward it. So you don't really have to be accountable to anything really. It can just be a constant state that you exist in. Like, you can just live in a state of aspiring and have it actually feel like you are moving toward when you are actually just languishing in the state of aspiring, aka stagnating. And I don't want you to max out there, because that's not where the magic happens. Arriving means that you have to be that person right now. No waiting, no excuses, pure being. This is why so many people stay stuck. Because when they say they want success, what they really mean is, I want to keep chasing it so I don't have to deal with the pressure of having it, or rather maintaining it. So the reason that my manifestations move so quickly, which you guys are witnessing, is not because I believe harder, it's because I refuse to be an aspiring person. Aspiring is a holding pattern. Arriving is an identity lock. The second you step into the identity of somebody who has already arrived, reality has no choice but to sink to you. This is why method acting works, because you're not waiting for external reality to give you permission. You are leading with the being first. That's why you can shift your reality instantly, because you're not waiting for external proof to become. So close your eyes right now, ask yourself, like, take a deep breath and feel in. Am I embodying the energy of somebody who is aspiring to my next level? Or am I embodying the energy of somebody who has already arrived, who is embodying their dream self right now? Are you working towards success, or are you feeling successful? Because whatever answer you just gave me is the frequency you're locked into. And that's exactly what reality is going to mirror. Whatever you just answered that with, you will see that your reality is mirroring that back to you right now. I'm gonna guess, because I have a little bit of experience with this, because the reason I can talk about all of this so well, guys, is because literally I have been there. Like, you know how it's hard for you to talk about things that you're naturally good at. Like, it's difficult for me to really explain the mechanics of writing because it just comes to me. But the reason I can unpack all of this is because I have been through all these stages. So just know I am never coming from a judgmental place. I'm coming from a place of having been there, knowing what works, and just trying to save you guys time. Most people's entire identity is, I'm working toward it. Like, it's actually not even a feeling state at that point. It's not a place that they're like working toward it. Like, it's actually become a part of their identity. I know it was for me, really identified as a striver versus just being somebody who already arrived. But when I locked into the latter, that's when all of this happened. But anyway, if you identify as somebody who's working toward it, the universe is going to keep you in that state, perpetually moving, never arriving. So if you want your manifestations to arrive faster, stop aspiring. Simply arrive today. Right now, start method acting your future self. Everything I'm talking about taps into one of the oldest cognitive biases in human psychology, the identity action gap, which states that we do not act according to what we want, we act according to who we think we are. So the gap between I want this versus I have this is the very thing that creates self-sabotage, hesitation, and delay. Me showing up right now and filming a video after I hit 100K, after I posted my first ever collab. Why am I doing this instead of like having a mini meltdown behind the scenes? Like, there have been many times where I feel like a good started to happen and I got really psyched out, starting to question my power or feeling like limiting beliefs coming back. Like, there would be times when expansion would start happening and immediately like my mind would contract it all in because it wasn't feeling safe. And why wasn't it really feeling safe with the good? Because even when I was in that state, I was still approaching manifestation as, well, I'm trying to be my dream self now. And now that it's all happening, like, I have to try to do what she would do. I was just locked into this mindset of what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna have to try. Why am I not self-sabotaging now? Because I method acted my way into my future self. So I am no longer trying to embody her. I am embodying her. Because I hit myself with the Gaslight 3000 into believing that this highest version of me, this confident, empowered, magnetic version of me is who I am. And so now I'm acting accordingly. Most people will keep aspiring, keep waiting for a sign that they're ready. But the ones that actually arrive, they don't wait. They don't hesitate. We decide. So, are you going to keep aspiring or are you ready to arrive? Remember, change happens with a choice and you can make a choice at any time. This dream self of mine that came through, this happened maybe like a month or two after my breakup. I made the decision with certainty and I never looked back. Anytime I stumbled, I just made that choice again. So what are you choosing?